Cricket. Cricket conquers the world. Cricket is one of the top 5 most popular sports in the world. One source estimates that these are between 2 and 3 billion cricket fans worldwide. However, a children's game from the 16th century became one of the world's favorite sports. The story begins in England, the birthplace of cricket. The history of cricket. The earliest written reference to a cricket game comes from 1598. A mention of cricket appears in a legal document concerning a land ownership dispute. A witness in the case described how he and his classmates used to play cricket in the disputed plot. We learn from this document that children played cricket. Another documentation shows that adult matches were played between rural villages and towns. By the early 1700s, Woods Paradise began organizing the first professional cricket teams to play against the teams of other wealthy men. These teams were the forerunners of modern cricket teams. The rules are often varied from one team to the next. This led to the creation of the Laws of Cricket, written in 1788 by a group in the noblemen called Marylebone Cricket Team. These rules are still in use hundreds of years later, though they've been revised by officials over the years. During the 19th century, known as the Golden Age of Cricket, Sport thought it should take a modern form. In 1864, the laws of cricket was amended from allowing only underarm blowing pitching to the batter to allowing the overarm bowling, giving the ball more speed and spin. And the batters invented complex new batting techniques. During that period, British Empire spread cricket all over the world. These teams ranging up to the United States, Canada, Australia, India, and South Africa, New Zealand, and throughout the Caribbean. In 1877, teams played the first long multi-day matches between the professional teams, called test-level matches. These long matches determine important championships. Tests still represent the highest level of competition in the international cricket. In the 20th century, international teams were credited with many of the most recent innovations in cricket, such as the modern aggressive style of the bowling created by the West Indian players. Cricket today. Today, cricket is played all around the world, although it remains most popular in the United Kingdom and countries were formerly under the British rule. To compete at the highest level, national team must achieve test status. In 2015, 10 national teams qualified to play in the test matches. Outside the test level, there are numerous levels of play. These informal community matches to professional contests. Women's teams play at the national and international test levels. There are also leagues about the special matches that follow special rules. Cricket as an event of the Second Olympic Games in 1900. It has never been included since, but supporters regularly lobby to have it reintroduced on the Summer Games. Upon first glance, cricket might appear to be similar to baseball, which was derived from earlier forms of cricket. The games, however, including the playing fields, are different. For example, unlike baseball, cricket is played on an oval field with a small rectangular clearing called the pitch. Two teams with 11 players take turns batting and bowling or throwing the ball. The batting team tries to score the runs by hitting the ball and running back and forth on the pitch. The bowling team tries to get each batter out by striking the 3 posts of the ball. Once the batting team is all out, 10 of the 11 batters are 10 of the 11 batters are out, their inning is over and the teams switch. The bowling team takes their turn at the bat and batting team bowls and fields. How to play cricket. Just as the baseball have pitchers and catchers, cricket games have bowlers and wicket keepers. The wicket consists 3 short posts on the ground called stumps and 2 small horizontal pieces of wood that rest on the top of the stumps called bails. On the bowling team, one player takes the position of the bowler, pitcher or thrower, and the other takes the position of the wicket keeper, fielding behind the wicket, and other 9 players stand in the field where their team's captain tells them. 2 batters from the batting team take the field and stand on opposite sides of the pitch. The first player to bat is called the striker, and the other batter is called the non-striker. The bowler tries to get the striker out by throwing the ball at the wicket. The fair overhand bowl must be done without bending the elbow. If the bowler can knock the bails off the stumps, then the striker is out and another player bats. The striker must protect the wicket by hitting the ball with his or her bat, while at the same time trying to hit the ball hard enough to score runs. After the striker hits the ball, both batters start running at the opposite ends of the pitch, passing each other in the middle of the pitch. If the runners pass the line in the front of the wicket called the popping crease and swap places, they've scored a run. The batters run back and forth again and again, trying to score as many runs as possible. However, while they're running, the fielding team will try to run out the striker or get the striker out. If the striker is not safe behind the popping crease and the fielder knocks the bails off the wicket stumps with the ball, then the striker is out. The striker can also be caught out if a player on the fielding team catches a hit ball before it bounces on the ground. If the striker is not run out of the striker and non-striker finishing run, however, whoever is standing in the striker's original position is now the striker. Why are there 2 wickets because if there is only 1 striker? If a bowler blows this ball 6 times and there is no hits or outs, the bowler changes places with one of his or her teammates. The new bowler throws the new striker, former non-striker. The striker can also score runs by getting extras. For example, if the striker hits a ball that then passes the boundary without even ever bouncing, the batter stops running and the striker gets 6 runs. The striker can also score a run on the ball that the wicket-keeper fumbles. A regular cricket match lasts 2 innings, with each team taking a turn bowling and batting, or until the day ends. If the team with the more runs in the day ends without both teams finishing the inning, the game is a tie or draw. The winning team might voluntarily end their inning to avoid a draw. In test matches, teams play for 4 innings. The test or endurance that can last up to 5 days, with about 6 hours of play each day. Cricket follows the idea of good sportsmanship. Some rules in cricket come into the play only if the opposing teams cannot come to agree. For example, if a ball was blocked by the batter's body instead of his or her bat, the umpire makes a ruling. Only the 2 competing teams cannot agree to whether the ball would have hit the wicket. The heroes of the Oval. W.G. Grace was a practicing doctor, was considered the amateur cricket player. Regardless, he revolutionized the sport and is one of the greatest players the sport has ever seen. Grace's contribution to the game was the invention of the adapting batting style that was that could be applied for multiple stances, and that incorporated a variety of strokes. Kumar Shri Ranji Singh Ji, known as Ranji, is one of the most fascinating figures of the golden age of cricket. Ranji was the ruler of Nawangar, a region of India under the rule of the British. Considered one of the sport's best batters, he became an icon in his home country of India. And the Ranji Trophy, the Indian National Championship, is named after him. Ranji was also an important political figure. He represented India for the League of Nations, the predecessor of the modern United Nations. Sir Donald Bradman was a legendary Australian cricketer known as the best Test batter of all time. Bradman had a Test batting average of 99.94, meaning he almost never missed. To put that in perspective, the next best cricket batter ever has an average of 60.97. After the World War II, Bradman served as the captain of an Australian team nicknamed the Invincibles. The Invincibles went to the record-breaking tour on England, playing an undefeated series of 34 matches, playing 112 days for a 144-day tour. Since 1889, each year, 5 cricket players are named as Cricketers of the Year by Wisden, a cricket publication. In 1906, Clara Taylor became the first woman to win the honor. In college, Taylor played on the men's cricket team, developing the batting skill that was more typical to the men's game than the women's. She made the leap to professional women's cricket and became one of the finest batters the game has ever seen. Next match. So just how did cricket become an international phenomenon? The history of the British Empire and the ongoing development of the new and exciting playing styles certainly played an important part, but perhaps the answer lies to the cricket's 2 most compelling features. When a cricket player is that bad, it does not matter who that player is or whether he or she came from. All players compete as equals on the field. Furthermore, the cricket tradition, every player deserves the same level of respect. It could be that cricket became popular with its players and spectators around the world because it values equality and respect, are values everybody can share.